this video, I'm going to talk about the trends of 2026 that I actually would wear. Real clothes for real women in real lives in 2026. I'm separating these trends into items you probably already own, those that are worth buying, and those that maybe tread a little bit lightly with. And actually, frankly, we've got a lot of this already in our wardrobe. So let's have a look at the first, most practical trend that we can adopt. And that really is colour. And this matters because colours don't date. And when one is on trend, we have abundance. So it's a great opportunity to pick up colours that suit us. Now, cool blue is a colour that's not being talked about much by others, but Pinterest 2026 Trends Report is showing cool blue as one of the most searched terms. We're going to see a lot of cool blue. Most of us already have got that in our wardrobes. And what did I say in a recent video about colours for grey hair? That is one of the colours that's going to work for us, is that muted cool blue. Now for that, think of my trainers. These are still available and I will list them in the description box. You loved them last time I mentioned them, and so it's definitely worth showing you. There's also this wonderful jacket. This is again another example. Think of chambray in a shirt. Think of my Uniqlo, my beautiful Uniqlo crossbody bag that I get so much wear out of. And the jacket, the bag, and this blouse are all still available, and I will link them in the description box for you, like many other items in this video. And isn't this a gorgeous sweater vest? Now, espresso brown, that's not going anywhere. I see espresso brown as for this time of year and for maybe putting aside for the autumn, but get espresso brown while it's available if it's a colour that suits you. And one way of very simply adding espresso brown to your wardrobe is with a bag. So I've got this tiny little bag here, not tiny, it's my hand size, which is absolutely perfect for lipstick, phone, wallet, a mirror, keys. You're not going to overcrowd your bag and it'll weigh you down in a bag like this. Real leather and Italian leather. British brand though. Now, I'm not so convinced about Cloud Dancer, although it's actually quite a practical colour, but Pantone colours don't always land as expected. That won't stop me wearing Cloud Dancer. It's a sort of dirty off-white, which again is one of the types of cool neutrals that will actually work with grey hair. So for that, I'm thinking my H&M hoodie here. That is a typical Cloud Dancer colour to me, I see. You don't need to go out and buy it. I'm sure you've got some slightly greyish off-white available in your wardrobe. I don't mean grey because it's not dirty either. What's your thoughts of Cloud Dancer? Is this one you're going to be buying into, or are you just going to use your wardrobe to pull out the off-whites? The colours are pastels, but not the little girly pastels. We're talking about more subdued pastels. So I've just picked up this lovely denim jacket, and I got it from the High Street outlet, which means it's discounted and it's ex-Crew clothing, but I didn't pay Crew clothing prices. I'll link a few good examples of these for you to shop. Another easy way of using colour in our wardrobe to be on trend in 2026 is by colour blocking. Well, that's easy, isn't it? You may have some jumpers and so on that are already colour blocked, or dresses that are colour blocked, or just colour block by wearing different colours. You know, one colour of your trousers different from your blouse. So for colour for 2026, cool blues and espresso is fabulous to lean into. Off-whites for Cloud Dancer. If you like off-white, it's a good neutral. Then we've got the lovely light pastels for summer, which is an easy way of adding the 2026 trends to our outfits. You'll also notice accessories playing a bigger role in 2026. And one of the easiest is a simple neck scarf. It's not about farce or styling tricks. It's just a way of adding polish to a very simple outfit. And this is how I'd wear it. Softly tied at the neck with knitwear, cardigans, a plain top, a t-shirt. It keeps the look intentional rather than overdone. And it's a great example of a trend that you can lean into without changing your whole wardrobe. You could buy one jean for 2026. Make sure it's indigo for a clean, elevated wash. Now, denim, of course, isn't going to go anywhere. We love our denim. The trends are adaptations of previous trends for 2026. They're a little sleeker, a little more slimlined, less exaggerated. So for instance, we're seeing a narrowing of the barrel leg. We're seeing the straight leg being less wide and becoming more of a column. We're also seeing boot cut. So basically, pick your jean for your shape and for your character. Which jean shape are you going to be sticking with for 2026? I see patch pockets are going to be continuing as well. I do love that effect of a patch pocket at the front. Boden have got some absolutely lovely examples. You know, the patch pocket's got a slightly utility feel and look about a jean. If I see side pockets in a jean, I'm not put off by that. I do like that as well, if we're seeing those around as well. That's part of the vintage trend we might be seeing, so I would lean into that as well. But denim's also appearing with some more feminine details when we're looking at dresses and we're looking at jackets. The military style jacket is gorgeous. We've got peplum dresses. And I see these as feminine classic denim that won't date. I don't see it as a trend. They just happen to be available in the shops at the moment. I've added these below so you don't have to hunt. And this is a trend I've started to buy into already. I picked up this jacket again from the high street outlet. I thought I'm just going to go look at their website and actually buy quite a few things, because I mean some of the items are £10. I think this was just £10, so you can't go wrong, can you? But you can see it's got the feminine touches. We've got the ties here, some front pockets, which gives it an unusual shape. I could belt it if I wanted to. Dark denim, that's always an elevating colour. Going to be strong in 2026. It was in 2025, but also we're going to see a lot of light wash, and we did in 2025 too. So wear your light wash and wear your dark wash. Dark wash does the heavy lifting for outfits. Light wash stays firmly casual. Now, if you enjoy practical style advice rather than trend overload, do remember to subscribe. So relaxed tailoring. Well, for me, this is an opportunity to get out my blazers and jackets. We've lost the slouchy with the shoulders down to here. We're going now more for the structured shoulder. Out come the old blazers and jackets, absolutely perfect. The crop lengths are still around, but we're going to go down for a slightly longer length. So those blazers, they've got their place in the timeline again. This is very much a use what you already own trend. Many of us have these already in our wardrobes. And we're seeing some feminine cardigans. I've talked before about cardigans being buttons. Buttons is the big thing, but we're also seeing them a bit sleeker, nipping in at the waist, being a bit more slimlined, being a little bit more ribbed as well with big buttons. I think they're very attractive. It's a refreshing change after the boxy looks we've been seeing for a while, far more feminine. Now this trend looks best when it's intentional rather than sloppy. Athleisure. Now I've got to ask you, have you actually got onto this trend yet? I've been a late convert, but I am absolutely loving wearing my two-piece leisure suits, lounge suits. I kind of feel they're really comfortable in the house wearing, keeping me warm, and at the same time when the family turn up, I'm looking relatively smart. And actually, to be frank, I'm actually looking quite a lot like my children, but more age appropriate, more sophisticated. They're in the joggers and the tracksuits and the hoodies, whereas I'm in a more pull-up, zip-up lounge top with some wide leg trousers that match. This is exactly the sort of thing I'll link down in the description box for you. You'll also find them in comments. But what we're going to be seeing for this trend in 2026 is not necessarily wearing them as a set, although I have seen a gorgeous combination at Mint Velvet, this jacquard print. They sell the trousers and they sell the tops separately. Beautiful separate, but also fantastic as a set. A particular one, for instance, is available in the States and in the UK. What we're going to be seeing though for 2026 is going to be maybe wearing the hoodie with pearls and sweatshirt with pearls, and putting an elevated item, maybe a smart black pair of trousers with a sweatshirt. Wearing a pair of tracksuit trousers with a cashmere jumper. More intentional dressing when we're using these pieces is the trend for 2026. An example is this casual long sleeve tee look I wore a few weeks ago in a video, wearing a sweater vest over the top and adding some pearls. Layering in 2026 is about throwing everything on all at once. Well, that's not for me. Layering for me in 2026 is about warmth and taking advantage of the fact there's a layering trend and maybe having a bit of fun with it and playing with it. I'm going to be more intentional about my layering, but honestly, that's nothing new. Just layer up. T-shirts under jumpers, hey, and let the layers show. But within this trend, we're seeing the sweater vests layering over the long sleeve T-shirts, and then later on in the year, maybe the short sleeve T-shirts. So it's back out with the sweater vest that we bought before and buy new. This lovely blue one, for instance. Roll necks, the slinky roll necks, the thin roll necks that are the sort of almost T-shirty material that we use for layering. It's their year as well, or their winter. So grab those or buy new, layer them under jumpers, layer them under cardigans, under sweater vests, under jackets, under a T-shirt. Thin roll necks, Long sleeve t-shirts and sweater vests are the most useful layering pieces. Shoes, well, it's going to be the trainers, and they're more vintage this year. I love the vintage trainers. I was showing you my blue ones earlier on from Adidas. Also the loafer. The loafer is going to be very prominent again in 2026. These are comfort trends that still look attentional. That's why they last. I'm hearing about librarian looks and preppy, what I would say sort of preppy look. Take advantage of glasses. This is part of the librarian look, so wear your prescription glasses with confidence. Just make them big. Go to the opticians and get them resized, get new sizes. Big, to make a statement. No, as long as they suit you. We've also got the collars, we've got the preppy style sweaters, we've got the argyle patterns coming out. That's where I would go on this trend. An example, I've just picked up this sweater from Crew Clothing in the sale actually, and you can see this cable kind of design on it. This is how I feel that preppy style is, and I can adopt. I would wear a little neck scarf with it if I had the right colour combination, which I don't, so I'm not going to show you because it wouldn't look right. And with a little emblem on, so for instance my Crew Clothing one here has got this tiny little blue anchor there, but that's what I'd be looking for in this preppy trend. And so to shop that trend, I'd be looking in the UK at Crew Clothing and in the States at J. Crew, which sound like they are the same shop. They are absolutely, totally unrelated, but they do have similar styles. So those are my 7 wearable trends that you probably own or are worth buying and are easy to wear. Which of these are you going to actually wear?